Personal care, there's like tons of products out there. By now, Nykaa and Purple are growing. There's Mama, there's like Sugar, there's like... So you've seen big companies. Yeah. Why did you think you will stand out?
We felt that someone who's dealing with, say, hair loss is looking for a product for hair loss. It doesn't matter where it comes from. And there would be more people like us who are more functional and use product largely for those benefits and not for the marketing statements. If I can solve some hard-hitting problem, your trust on the non-core problem is also very high on me. There's a income disparity but knowledge parity. So say even a person from a low income background in say a tier 3 city or a village can follow say a dermat in US, know exactly what should go into a skincare and how he should or she should consider the product.
Within 8-12 months, you were like 100 crore brand.
Yeah.
What happened?
So one, there was referrals. So those who are pretty happy with it, they were referring to others. And then the second wheel was repeat. So when both started to work, you see the effect of compounding. Both I and Rahul used to handle every customer query, not like 1 or 2 hours. So for first 2 months, no one other than 2 of us were replying to email, SMS, DMs, comments.
A skincare trend that you think is absolute nonsense. Welcome to another episode of the Blume Podcast, Season 4. The theme for the season is Destiny Avenged. Each conversation spotlights people who fought past rejections and near failures to earn a chapter in the book on India's startup history. This season is brought to you in partnership with IDFC First Bank and Ultrahuman, a Blume portfolio company. Today we are joined by Mohit Yadav, co-founder of Minimalist, one of India's fastest growing beauty brands. Mohit and his brother Rahul's journey has been anything but linear. Before Minimalist, they built a kidswear startup together, worked at CarDekho together, and even launched a personalised haircare venture, which eventually became Minimalist. Across these chapters, he faced ideas that didn't scale, markets that weren't ready. Then came 2020. In the middle of the pandemic, Mohit and Rahul launched Minimalist, a bold bet on science-backed skincare and radical transparency in a market crowded with loud marketing and vague promises. Within 8 months, they hit 100 crores in revenue, and that too profitably. In just 5 years, they've built a brand with deep consumer trust and recently sold a majority stake to Hindustan Unilever for what was reported to be close to 3,000 crores. While keeping product and brand integrity firmly in their hands. Today, we explore the bold choices, the rule-breaking, the relentless clarity that helped Minimalist buck every trend, and how Mohit turned that defiance into a category-shaping company, along with his dear brother, Rahul. Welcome to the podcast, Mohit.
Thanks, Karthik, for inviting me.
So, this particular chapter of the podcast, this is our 4th year. And every year, our sort of annual day theme and t-shirt translate into the podcast theme.
Okay.
So we actually think a year before कि ये साल क्या message देना है to the entrepreneurs of this country. And fundamentally that's been the motivation. And this time we chose something which was kind of edgy. Okay. It says Destiny Avenged. Right? so and you're reminding me just before we kicked off today that you actually met me like 15 years ago, pitching your first startup. And, to go back, flashback to that point, when you first pitched your first startup, did it feel like you were destined to like build something great?
Did it feel to us? No, not at all.
No, and then maybe then, quickly cutting over to like maybe go back to the fact that you're two brothers. How do you come together to think about starting up, building something for someone? Why entrepreneurship? What is the family background? So maybe that history is always useful for our audience to understand Mohit Yadav better today.
Yeah, so we born and raised in Jaipur, small city, and come from a very humble background.
Not small anymore, by the way. Like a lot of great entrepreneurs, but yeah. Fantastic. Keep going.
So, dad was in a government job and mom used to be homemaker. Actually, when dad retired, I'm talking about 2004 or 5 or around that time, his like monthly income was somewhere around 15,000. So that is like the kind of family background. And we grew up looking at all the sacrifices parents are making for kids' education. Like that was their goal in their entire life. That whatever we could not get, we should want our kids to do it. And while growing up, both I and Rahul, we both were like really, really poor students.
Okay.
Never took studies very seriously till probably when I was in like 10th or 11th. And maybe that was the age in which I had some maturity. I started to see things around. That was one of those moments in which we both realized that what our parents are doing it, and we're just taking things for granted. And that changed. So we also get slightly more serious on studies. I remember 11th was the first time actually passed the class. Before that, when I say poor student, I would be like, those last ranker or getting like, failing in 2 or 3 subjects. And when we started taking it more seriously, both I and Rahul also cut our time with our friends in the neighborhood. And whatever time we could get, maybe an hour or two between our study breaks and all, we used to play together in a small house, right? Whenever we get time. So I think that was honestly, those years in which from brothers, we evolved more like friends. Because whatever time we had, that was the time we just used to spend with each other, right? And after my CA, I moved to Bombay. He moved to Roorkee for his IIT times. So we used to plan our even breaks that whenever he's coming to Jaipur, I'll try and come around the same time. Fast forward 2 or 3 years later, when he was in 4th year, I was with Credit Suisse, and IB in India was very raw, small then. So I got an opportunity to move to either London or Hong Kong to be part of their mainstream IB. And I felt that, if I move, I can see my life, maybe, coming to India once a year around Diwalis, having those festivals and all, meeting my family not so often.
Yeah, it's a very different life.
Yeah. So I actually just spoke to Rahul that, this is an opportunity and I'm not very keen on taking it. Can we figure out a way in which both of us can live together? And he was just in 4th year, right? So you can understand the maturity between the conversation and all. So we thought, let's do a business. And I'm not using word like startup, entrepreneurship and all, because these words were not even used then.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This was dhandha. Yeah.
Correct. So I spoke to our parents that, please give us 1 or 2 years. I was still a son. They felt that, I can trust him. A little bit mature. He felt that if I'm taking that call for Rahul, I would be maybe taking a right call. So he said, go do it. So they were very supportive, but it was a very different time. Unlike now, you have to explain all your relatives and all. Majority assume that, we are doing a business because he's not getting a job or some of those things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, call we took. But looking at, time then versus now, and to your question, it was always about doing things so that I can have more time with my family, with Rahul, and not purely from, this creating a venture. We had it in us and all.
That's amazing. And so it felt like, and so if you had to, you've gone through various journeys and we'll come to each one of them. But at that point, your satisfaction level would have been, if I build a business which generates profits for us and keeps us happy, that's a good place to be.
Yeah. Like in the first startup, we were not even aware about, the VC angel investment and all, right? Yeah. So it was more about that, getting it to scale so that if my monthly expenses are taken care of, that is the moment. And after that, you don't have to go back and think of a job, right? Business can continue to grow from there. Later also, to be honest, when we started Minimalist, we had a number that, okay, if I can make, say, 1.5 to 2 lakh a year, that will take care of my, parents' health issues, my kids' education, Rahul's kid, rent, food, everything. And that was honestly the goal we had, that, how soon we can get to that number. The minute it happened, then, we are not going back.
I'll come back to this, but how much of an age gap between?
2 years.
2 years. Yeah. And by the way, I read through the IT part, but it didn't hit register that he's a Roorkee guy. He's my junior, actually.
Yeah.
So I was actually on campus yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave me one of those distinguished alum awards.
Congrats.
So yeah, I'm sure someday, Rahul will also grab one of those. I think it's a remarkable story that both of you have created. No, I think it's India is replete with these examples, and this is why we do the podcast. I want you both to be role models for folks to think big, dream big. And, what do you think were the biggest challenges coming out of that environment? And how come you chose to be a CA and how come he chose to be an engineer? Just still traditionally the safer paths in some sense.
Yeah.
But was that just your core DNA in both of your parts? And I know I did try to convince Rahul to come on today, but he said, let me stay out of this and continue building away at the back.
No, yeah. So we have 3 siblings.
Okay.
So 2 brothers and a sister.
Okay.
She chose medical because she was one of the brightest student in the family.
Yeah.
Rahul was relatively smarter than me. So my parents thought that he should do engineering. And then for the third kid, the default choice was doing something in finance. So it was CA.
That's okay.
Those are the 3 broader career opportunities when I grew up, right? So that is how it was just given to us, not what I picked.
Understood. And then tell us about what was the spark behind the first business idea? I won't call it startup yet. We'll come to startups when we reach Minimalist. What is that business idea?
It was a community-based program where we used to ask, designers from all over the world to submit certain designs. Community will rate on it, and basis the design with the highest rate, we will print that on merchandise. Initially, we were doing it only on T-shirts and then selling it offline largely. We were working with the like of Shopper Stop, Lifestyles and others. So that is how it all started. And again, I said, we're way too stupid in terms of how it started, executions and all. Even the idea came because of it. So when I was talking to Rahul that, we should do something about it. In his college, he was designing his group T-shirts for a certain event. And he was passionate about certain designing. So we thought, let's do something around it. This can be an interesting idea in a business.
Got it. That's how college startups start.
Haven't given it a lot of thought around it that, how big is this category or the printing, how it happened and all that. You like it, this is your passion. Let's build that to the business.
It's great. You think about customer love, and I think that's a common theme across all your startups. Yeah. You say the customer needs it, I'll deliver it, and I'll try and deliver the best.
Yeah.
But is that Scap? That was Scopial. No, that was different. This is a different. The first startup's name was
Scopial.
Scopial. Sorry, not Scopial. Yeah. That's the current card business.
Yeah.
But Scopial was this particular idea.
This one. Correct.
And now you've embarrassed me by reminding me that you actually pitched that idea to me. So yeah, long time ago, before we had this office, we used to use the Bandra Cricket club as our office.
Yeah.
And I think you're reminding us that you met us there. No, clearly we used to see a lot of these similar ideas. In fact, if you recall, Myntra was started as this.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
they were doing customized printings.
Yeah.
So if I need something from me, I can go and get it printed.
Yeah.
We were not giving those options. So it was more about that, printing some good, meaningful designs.
Yeah.
So we thought that what Tantra was doing around that time.
Correct.
Which was something funny liners and all. Can we just upgrade that into a slightly more meaningful offering? And that is how it all started.
And it turns out that you got a check from Kunal. Of all people, and became one of his first few investments.
Yeah.
So how did that happen, and what changed after that? Because I don't think Scopial survived in that.
No, so we met Kunal, I think in 2010 or early 2011.
Yeah.
And we pitched him the idea. He said that this is something he's excited about. So he invested. We moved to Delhi after that. Okay. And we were actually using their office. So we were working from Okla.
Yeah.
After a few interactions, I think as a group, we felt that there's a larger opportunity into kidswear. I remember around that time, there were only 2 brands, Lilliput and Jenny Johnny or something around that time, right?
Yes.
So we felt that whatever learning we had in terms of creating T-shirts and other apparel for grown-ups, if we can build a brand around kids, there's right now an opportunity. And along with it, we built a e-com platform so that there are multiple brands, and we also have our own private label. And with time, work more on it, go deeper. That is how the story for Mango Street started.
Okay.
So we raised capital for Scopial. But then within 2 to 3
Pivoted,
weeks with
yeah.
discussions, we pivoted to Mango Street.
And how long did that last?
Mango Street, we ran for almost, I guess, 18 to 24 months. We started hitting certain number and we wanted to raise the next round. We got some opportunities, and at the same time, there were some players who were funded in this space, including First Cry. There's a company called Hush Babies, Baby O, and few other, right? And most of these were into infant products. And they also wanted to expand into the kidswear so that they have a longer life cycle for a kid, right? So we got one opportunity where someone said that we can be more synergistic. So we have portfolio for 0 to 3, and you guys have portfolio for like 4 onwards. So let's build it together. So we merged the business with a company called Hush Babies then.
Okay.
And that is how we exited after that.
Okay. I didn't realize that was a acquisition-led exit.
It was acquisition.
Okay. That was fantastic. So this, for our viewers, of course, this is Kunal of Snapdeal. I've actually been to that Ookla office as well. So both of us have survived in the ecosystem for 15 years. So all the locations are where the early days of startups were in Mumbai and Delhi have been frequented by both you and me. And so was that a good exit? Did you continue there? Any lessons from that first M&A that you can take away that actually helped you going forward?
So it wasn't like a big in terms of a cash. We got some money, whatever we invested, and whatever time we committed that way, right?
Yeah.
But after staying there for almost a year, we were thinking about what next. And there were 3 options. One was to go back to the corporate life. Second is to think about a new idea. And then maybe to even explore certain other startups, right? Where we can go learn certain skills which we felt we are lacking around that time.
Sure.
The first was not an option, going back to corporate. I thought that, probably I'll suck there.
Yeah.
We were not sure of what next. And we never wanted to start something which is like, half-hearted idea. So, right. Fortunately, around that time, we met Amit from CarDekho.
Yeah.
In one of those, trip to Jaipur.
Another Jaipur poster boy.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we were in Delhi at Ookla, and in one of those, trip to Jaipur, just met Amit around that time. And this is the time when he has not even raised his Series A. So we had like no idea what CarDekho is. And if you search car portal or search and all, there was a player called Carwale around that time, right?
Yes.
But in that, conversation with Amit, we realized how he's building, the focus on product, the tech, the kind of infrastructure he has built. So we felt that, this is something which aligns with in terms of, how we see the business, the philosophy and value. And probably it's worth taking a punt. And I'm sure the same would be his side also. He would have felt that, what worst can happen.
Yeah, nothing much to lose.
But it was a combo deal again. He realized that both I and Rahul will come together, otherwise he'll not come. So Rahul was keen on doing products because this is what he has been doing for a long time.
Sure.
So Rahul joined CarDekho to lead product, and I got an opportunity to lead their business.
Nice.
Which was managing their new car, used car, whatever portfolio that they built. So that is how the journey with CarDekho started.
And how long did that last now?
Almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 years I was in India,
Okay.
building their India business. And I saw the growth. If I'm not wrong, they were like, 100 people in 2013 when I joined. 2 years later, it was a company of some 3,000 odd people.
Wow.
With Series A, B. I'm not sure if C happened around that time or maybe happened a little later.
Sure.
So very different journey, very different ride. After that, he asked me to go to Indonesia to build the Southeast Asia business. So I was thinking about, again, that I should take a break, go back, start something on my own. So he said that, why don't you move to Southeast Asia, build this business because that will give you the kind of exposure that you're looking at. So 2 years I was in Indonesia to set up what they call right now Auto.
Okay.
So those were like 4 years.
And what did you learn from Indonesia? I mean, a lot of Indian founders went to that particular market.
Yeah.
Strangely. I mean, I wouldn't have ever expected it if you asked me in 2015. But even now, I think some Indian founders are building there. Yeah. So any great learnings from there that we bring back for our ecosystem? Or is it more like India plus plus?
I think culturally, both the markets are very different. In terms of opportunity and businesses, of course, it also has evolved very differently. So if you see largely Lazada, Shopee, some of those platforms compared to say Amazon, Flipkart and others in India, India is largely B2C market. There I've seen brands which are largely C2C. So on Shopee, Lazada, there are multiple resellers who sell your product. So the same product you can see listed by maybe 500 people. So you buy from brand as an affiliate, you sell it as a consumer. Those models don't exist in India. So that was broadly in terms of how it is. But I think culturally, it's a very, very different market. People are very nice, very humble. In India, you can see that hustle culture more. But while in Indonesia, you can see that some bit of hustle, but they also have a fairly decent work-life balance.
Got it.
So it takes some time to absorb when you transition from India to Indonesia. But yeah, I mean, enjoyed my 2 years there.
So you came back and you said, we built enough for CarDekho, we need to go back and start up, or what happened after that?
So this was 2017-18.
Correct.
And I was again talking to Rahul and I was thinking about moving my family because my son was around, 5-6 years.
Now both of you are married with children?
No, I had a boy. Rahul was married, but his kids were born in 2018-19, later. So again, the same thought that if I move my kid to Indonesia, we all started this entire thing with the idea of staying together. And now, whatever you can say, destiny and all, I'm in a different country, he's in a different market. So actually requested Amit that, can you move Rahul to Indonesia? So that, anyways, he can build those products from there. Some of those products can be used in India. But I think CarDekho is also going through a different phase in which they were evolving into a lot of different product and ideas and all. So that did work out. So both and I, again, Rahul felt that, shall we take a break? While we were very happy with what we were learning, there was still something inside that, you want to prove to yourself, not to others. And, around that time I was maybe 35, 36. And we felt that, maybe after 5 years, we'll not have this energy or maybe the risk appetite. Now's the right time. Shall we take a break? Let's start something again, which we always wanted. If it fails, we know we'll have enough time to go back. Otherwise, after 3 to 4 years, we might not even have the courage to take this.
It happens, yeah. And I think, strangely, when we started, both me and my founding partner, Sanjay, of course, I had to convince our wives as well. And unlike you guys, we hadn't gone through these startup phases. We had gone through some spurts. He tried something, I tried something, not very successful, but largely corporate, right? Interestingly, I had to back up my arguments at home with research. And so if you look at the average starting age of most entrepreneurs globally, it's actually between 37 to 42.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of risk, network, what your education has laid as a foundation, what your experiences have laid as a foundation. And maybe a great second innings is waiting at that point. Whatever that is. You might have moved from a job to entrepreneurship, or you might be recycling your entrepreneurial journey. So it feels like a very natural age. So that's good to know that you validated that with your minimalist story. Our season partner, Ultrahuman, is back for a second time. I'm biased as the seed investor here, but their immensely loved brand is making waves globally. Ultrahuman is a health tech pioneer redefining how we track and improve our health. Their sleek titanium ring air and its new rare metal cousins accurately track sleep, movement, and recovery to deliver real-time health insights and personalized nudges. Ultrahuman is creating a unique health ecosystem built on top of the wearable data. It just launched Blood Vision in the US in addition to India, a blood testing service that offers a panel of over 100 longevity and chronic disease biomarkers with the convenience of an at-home test. They're also launching Ultrahuman Home globally for environment-aware analysis and sleep insights. Whatever your health fix, go sign up and experience being truly Ultrahuman. And now coming to the champion for today, which is what both you brothers built, which is Minimalist. From everything that our viewers have probably listened to it till this point, do you think, now I'll rephrase the question, did you think Minimalist is your sort of new destiny and that you have to avenge it? As in, what gave you the courage and determination to say, how does it matter where we come from? And even if, and you call Jaipur a small town, it's not a small town. In fact, it's international in its appeal. You have a lot of, probably the most tourists in the country beyond one or two cities. How did you have this, how did the thought process around building this kind of a product evolve? And I have a funny home story that I will share, but I don't want to preempt it. I want to hear your answer first. Yeah.
No, so it never started as an minimalist, as an idea.
Okay.
It actually evolved with time.
Okay.
So when both I and Rahul left, we were, as I said, with CarDekho, and Rahul was building a lot of digital products. So he was a pure player product and tech guy. And our initial idea was to use that experience and build certain consumer product around it. So we started with a brand called Freewill. We were doing personalized haircare.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So, a user can come on the site, answer some 25, 26 different questions based on your lifestyle, your goals, your current hairstyle, statuses and all. And then this entire answer will convert into an algorithm. We will use certain actives in different concentration depending on your individual profile and create a product from scratch. It looked like a FMCG, but in our mind, it was a pure play tech company, right? Because we felt that, this is something that we understand. And if we're able to create personalized solution, very easily, we feel this is a better product than what is available in the market, right? Because end of the day, you have those 4 or 5 solutions which are not custom created for you. And a lot of small thing in terms of, your weather, humidity, your exposure to chlorine, whatnot, impact how your hair look like. So we onboarded some research guy from US. He knew how the R&D function should work. We just converted all that into a program. And that is how the journey started. We launched, I think, in 2018. We launched in October 2018.
Okay.
We ran that business for almost a year. We saw initial success also. And we scaled to around, 12-15 crore of ARR. And it was profitable. And we felt that, this is it, right?
Okay.
This is the PMF, good early signs. So we raised a round through Surge. We were part of the second cohort.
Okay.
After 4 or 5 months, we realized that there are certain limitations. So initially the plan was we will do D2C, and then with time we will do offline. So we will set up kiosk in malls and multiple other places. You can go answer those on a tab and can see your product being created in front of you. The laws in India are a little different. And if you mix 2 different active, if that become a third solution, it is called manufacturing. It can only happen in a manufacturing industrial area. So we spoke to a lot of lawyers and tried to figure out a way around it. And everyone said that, till you're small, no one will notice. But at any point in time, it can become a risk, and this entire thing can go down. So that is how actually the journey for Minimalist started. So this was probably early 2020. And just after a month or 2, we all got impacted by COVID. Very, very tough time for everyone. And there was no supply chain. So we also got like 3 months doing nothing.
Okay.
And we were working on, personalized skincare parallelly around that time, which was supposed to be launched in June or July. But looking at those distribution challenges, we felt rather than doing a personalized product, why can't we build different brand, offer specific solution-based product, and let's see how that scale. So in Freewill, we would have put, say, if you're dealing with pigmentation and aging, I will put both the actives in a bottle and give that solution to you. We felt that why can't I create one solution which is very, very potent for pigmentation, one, say, for aging. Now there are 2 products. Those who need both solution can buy both. And with that, I can leverage retail, e-com, every other channel. And let's see how it evolves. So that is actually how the journey for Minimalist started.
Fascinating. Yeah. And so I think taking a step back, when you thought of personalized haircare, you saw digital and tech as a way to solve it.
Yeah.
But specifically, the first entry point, why haircare? Do you have a insight?
So we wanted to do something consumer product only. Given we did apparel earlier, we felt we don't want to do apparel again. Design is very subjective.
Yeah.
I can't say that this is something which everyone will like.
That's right.
While we felt that through science certain things are like universal. If I know, say, this active work on acne, this work on acne, there's not subjective between you and me, right?
Understood.
So we looked at multiple categories, and we felt that one category which is growing, also where not a lot of adoption has happened in terms of changes in formulation, tech, personalization, and all, and where people are also more comfortable experimenting a new brand.
Yeah.
With all those theses, we felt that hair care feels okay.
Yeah.
So that is how it actually started.
Fascinating. So personalized sort of healthcare using tech and science was the initial thesis.
Yeah.
And then looks like COVID forced you to rethink while everyone sat at home.
Yeah.
And you went down this path.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you that personal anecdote. So I was telling my wife earlier this week that finally I'm doing the Minimalist podcast. She says, I've always heard great things. I've had an appreciation for how it's packaged, the design, but never bought it. So I said, why? She said, instinct, because nobody told me about it in my circles, the South Bombay circles. Instinct told me that it's a foreign product.
Okay.
And usually when you buy an unknown-ish foreign product, because it's not one of the big brands, like, Lancome or whatever, you won't get stock again. So if I like it, I don't know if I'll get it again. So that was an instinct. That's one interesting anecdote. Today, of course, I'm not going to claim I'm a user of your products. I don't use too many cosmetic products. But when I did some research around what she or all of the team members or people who love your product, why this, what stands out most, even the essence of the product is seeped into design, packaging, etc. I know your avatar today looks very minimalist. I thought I'll celebrate your avatar. I'm in whites, including my shoes as well, as a tribute to your packaging. But now, why I said that context was, again, what were you always style and design oriented, brothers? What is the source of inspiration of thinking about beyond the original thesis that you wanted personalized care? How did embedded this idea of building, and I know you started on day one 15 years ago thinking about design.
Yeah.
Is that an inherent element of your lifestyles or your desires? And B, how did you think of weaving this idea that this is what will win the market? Because it's a crowded market, as you said. Beauty, personal care. There's like tons of products out there. By now, Nykaa and Purple are growing. There's Mama. There's like Sugar. There's like, so you've seen big companies. Why did you think you will stand out? Like I don't get where that conviction came from. So walk us through.
See, rather than honestly design, when we were also doing hair care, idea was to solve problems. And personalization was a way to solve those problems. We never even launched Freewill with those claims that, hey, we have a product which contains, say, your Brazilian clay, Amazon rainforest and all, right?
Understood.
We felt that, someone who's dealing with, say, hair loss is looking for a product for hair loss. It doesn't matter where it comes from. And there would be more people like us who are more functional and use product largely for those benefits and not for the marketing statements. And maybe because, so many years we have spent in tech where things are largely like, problem solution, right? Not marketish, very flowery in terms of how it's been offered. So that has been maybe our life, our thinking. And when Minimalist also started, we were talking to a lot of suppliers around that time. And we felt that 90-95% of those conversations are just around, hey, I have a story. And I always feel that, I don't know whether that is the right way of creating it. That I have a story of, say, particular product, particular plant. This is used for some real great benefit. And you feel that, if this is clinically proven, it should be a mainstream thing. It should not change every 2 years.
Yeah.
And actually, if you go back earlier between 2010, 2018 or so, every year there's a new concept.
Correct.
And that concept will change every year.
Yeah.
Right? And we felt there will be at least some customers like us who don't care about whether I'm using one of those buzzwords and just go solve the basic problems. So that is how it started. Secondly, when we started getting a little deeper into the category, in our 2 years at Freewill, we realized there's a lot of opacity. And while everyone say that, we are consumer focused, we are really consumer first and whatnot, in reality that is not true. People are taking for ride left, right and center. And if you'll start reading some labels, you'll understand what it claims, what it offer. So we felt that it was actually those moments where we felt that this is how it should not be done. And when we'll build, we just want to focus on two things. One is we will not have those opacity into our communication, so we'll make it like transparent. And secondly, if we don't like those claims and all, the value around which the brand should be built is largely on clinically proven. Then it is not subjective.
Yeah.
That I think this is good. If I can go prove that in an independent lab whether it work, then I know it's working. Otherwise, not. And then everything around it, when you see product, communication, design, labels, colors, everything revolved around these values. So why it is black and white? Because usually we say that it's like complete black and white. There's no gray.
Yeah.
So we felt that black and white should be a design language.
No, it comes through. Yeah.
Even in terms of ingredient name and all, it all came through that. That rather than saying this is say a magic serum for your pigmentation or your aging, I know I'm giving you say a tranexamic at 2% to 3%, and which other actives I'm using along with it. So you are in more control. So the design languages and all came actually from those values rather than the other way around.
So this triggered an interesting thought as we were. I was thinking through what we'll talk about today. Again, is it your generation thing or is it a new India thing where you believe both you and your customers actually, and it may come from our legacy of being a trust deficit country, right? Like, should I believe the other guy or what 100%. They're saying? And there's a fresh new approach in general. I have know enough people who are fans of your products, though I'm not a user. Similarly, I'm a Whole Truth fan, but I'm not an investor, sadly. They also seem to be doing very well.
Right.
We try to be, at a financial service level, we try to be the torchbearers of being super transparent. We write like crazy reports. We put out numbers there and data there that nobody will.
Yeah.
Is it like a frontier which you think was a very important pillar of why you succeeded? Is it like when you speak that transparently and you're very open with what you're solving, what you have, do customers tend to love you a lot more, trust you a lot more? How much of a part do you think that played in the success of Minimalist?
Yeah, good you asked this because a lot of time in those business conversations, people overcomplicate with a lot of jargons. End of the day, customers are humans, they are people, right? And you start to see what we value as humans. How many relationships you have right now with, say, your friends, your family, your spouses, kids, whatnot, which are deep, but not built on transparency and honesty. If you start to see your customers just like a human, these are certain things that we all, value.
Yeah, it's very core to us.
Yeah. So it's not that, has it changed right now? I think what really changed right now is our exposure on social media. So it is very easy to communicate.
Yeah.
Earlier, if I know I'm, say, aware consumer and what a brand offering is incorrect, for me to communicate back to customer, it's very difficult, right? Maybe I can talk to 5 of my friends and all, but my reach is limited to those 5 or maybe 10, 15. Now with social media, everyone is creating content. So virality of that is, very, very different. Second is, and again, one thing that we realized in our journey, there's a income disparity, but knowledge parity. So say even a person from a low income background in say a tier 3 city or a village can follow say a dermat in US, know exactly what should go into a skincare and how he should or she should consider the product. The person may not be a consumer today because of the income reason, but the same tool is available to both.
Absolutely.
Initially when we started, our hypothesis was this is something that maybe people in metros, that to an age group of 18 to 22 will understand.
Yeah.
And that to maybe in a higher income group.
Yeah.
And we were, random looking at our data on Amazon. 50% of business were coming from tier 3 cities and small villages, 50%.
Wow.
Some of those orders used to come from area where there's no even address. So you will say that
Crazy.
My name and this address is exact opposite to this temple on 3rd gully or 4th gully in some very random area that are not even heard of.
For a minimalist product within the first year yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then that was honestly the moment where we felt that maybe at some point in time we will plateau because not too many people understand. But we're amazingly surprised by knowing that how much people know today. And going back to your question, was it transparency? It was always about transparency. If you treat people right, they become an evangelist. We are very smart as a community, as a society to figure things out.
Yeah.
And you can't be selectively honest.
Understand what you mean.
I think that is a challenge right now.
Yeah.
When you see as a brand and you're talking about, lot of competition, chaos and all those things. See, if you see from 5,000 feet, you can see, 200 brand. But if you start to filter it out, that okay, how many of those are like really, really passionate about product? You will see very few. If you start to then filter out, okay, how many are like really deeply honest, transparent with the customers? And after 2 or 3 filters, you'll just realize that okay, there are just 2 or 3 competition. That's it. And that is true in any competition, any category today.
Yeah.
From outside, it would look
I
like
agree.
1,000, but real competition, just 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, I think the long game is going to be won by such folks.
Yeah.
I mean, we're proud of some of our folks who think in a similar way. I don't know if you've met Neeraj of Spinny, Rajan of Slice, very similar thinkers. And they're essentially, you're battling legacy giants.
Yeah.
But there's room to build for an audience which
100%.
believes in the same value systems.
Yeah.
And that's today, like you said, is not limited to an elite crowd.
Correct.
The internet is a great equalizer.
No, and more importantly, see, our product are used by people, say around 18 years or so, right? Every year, the new consumer we are adding to the ecosystem,
tens of millions.
they are one of the most evolved consumers.
That's
right.
Correct. Digitally native, internet ready.
Correct.
Tens
you can't
of
just
millions.
fool them
it's not
by
like one
saying
or two.
certain things exactly.
Absolutely. No, actually, you're speaking to a new audience, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But so 2 points. One, partly in jest, partly in reality. I remember I was recalling this, and I said I have to ask Mohit this. This very office, we had an investor. Came in from overseas, met a bunch of our portfolio companies. We showcased them 7, 8, 10 years ago. And one of them was purple. So the guys walked out of the office and then we said, what do you think? Do you think it's like, will you invest in the next round? By the way, purple didn't get love for 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody backed them. You know, one of the strange things we used to get back then, इनमें कोई women founder नहीं है, right? ये कैसे बनाएंगे women's beauty product company, right? And so did that question go away after the pandemic, or didn't it matter because nobody was seeing each other and everything was online?
No, I think we used to get some of those questions also.
Yeah.
And at times I feel personally that, being an outsider, it helped because I'm not taking things for granted.
Yeah.
That, this is how it happened. Way back when we launched a toner, my first question to my R&D was that, okay, what is a toner? Help me explain what it does, why you apply. And if you ask some basic foundational question, it also helps you understand how it should be designed and how the R&D should even operate, right? Rather than think that, I know, and everyone is doing it. So this is how it should be, right? So
did the you talked about customers surprising you from all over the country, but I think you became like a crazy story post-pandemic because here you were, trying to figure out PMF, you got to some number, but suddenly like within 8-12 months, you were like 100 crore brand.
Yeah.
What happened? Like, what is the lesson for clues you can give for other folks who are trying to build 100 crore brands in 1 year, Mohit?
So, it looked like it's a 8-month journey or 1 year journey, but actually it is not.
Okay.
See, some of the work we have been doing at Freewill also.
Sure.
So we had a plant. We made a lot of mistakes setting up Freewill. So there were some learnings in that journey also. We had an R&D team. Some of them were working on a product for almost a year.
Okay.
So there was some work done before launch for almost 2 years, in which we learned, made mistakes, understood before the day one, right? So actually, from launch, of course, it looked like a very different story altogether. But all we wanted to do it is just 2 things. So one idea was, again, I said, solving problems first rather than going into the maintenance category. If I can solve some hard-hitting problem, your trust on the non-core problem is also very high on me.
Yeah.
So if I offer a moisturizer, you can't see a visible difference after 5 usage or 10 usage.
That's right.
And maybe your repeat will be much lower. But say if I offer something, again, I said for acne pigmentation, and you see a visible change after 2 weeks, your trust on me is much higher. And you will come back and buy maybe some of those non-core products.
That's a great insight. Need to have versus like to have.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
You were focused on the need to have.
So our first year was all about need to have hardcore problem-based product, right?
How many SKUs or categories did you?
No, it was all face. So
all
just one
face.
category.
Yeah.
All just serums. And if I'm not wrong, we had like 6 or 7 product. 6 or 7 SKUs.
Got it.
But across different problems.
Understood.
Which are the mainstream problems in India and globally also, right? So that is how it started. Second, we knew because we have focused so much on product, somehow we knew that result will come. Now how to communicate that to the customer and how to have that honest, transparent relationship, right? So those small things sometimes are not visible, but we never invested in, say, influencer marketing. We felt that people are smart enough again to figure out that I'm saying, oh, I've been using this product, I don't have now acne issues, right? If I go back and see your reels, which you did a month or 2 months before, and I can't see an acne, I know you're just faking it.
Yeah.
So why can't we have real customer stories and all? So we waited for 2 or 3 months. After that, then it become more viral, and you start to see those snowball. So one, there was referrals. So those who are pretty happy with it, they were referring to others. And then the second wheel was repeat. So when both started to work, you see the effect of compounding.
That creates crazy virality and compounding.
Correct. So, and again, I said that we did a lot of those small changes. So like both I and Rahul used to handle every customer query, not like 1 or 2 hours.
Amazing.
So for first 2 months, no one other than 2 of us were replying to email, SMS, DMs, comments.
Just learn everything about the customer.
Yeah. So
like
10 to 5 or 6, we were in office. And then from 7 to like midnight, we used to go back home, reply to everything.
Wow.
That gave us a lot of insights and helped us build what the brand is today. So like, small thing, people used to say that, oh, I like because you are mentioning pH on your site.
Yeah.
And when we saw 5-10 such comments, we realized if pH is so important, why don't we publish that on the product itself, right?
Yeah, it should be on the package.
Yeah. And that changed even our product philosophy. So my R&D know that, changing certain number on site is very easy. If I'm not certain about it, I can go change it anyways tomorrow. If it is printed,
better be
like fully prepared about it, right? That people can ask why this is 3.6, not 3.8.
Yeah.
And you should have your answers. Because I can't go back and change and make it like 3.8 tomorrow, right? So their readiness and product increased dramatically. We even started writing the supplier names. And that came from some of those conversations. People said, oh, your product is expensive. And again, when we started, we felt vitamin C. But there are different forms from ethyl ascorbic, L-ascorbic and whatnot. And even if I'm using ethyl ascorbic, there are suppliers who are giving that for 8,000 rupee to even 35,000 rupee because of purity of content and multiple other things. And some of those, it is very difficult for customers to understand.
Yeah.
So we felt that, okay, we'll write that, I'm using this particular molecule from this particular supplier. And because of which maybe my product is a little bit expensive than others. And we even started printing that on a package.
That's a fascinating level of transparency.
Yeah. After maybe a month or two, some customers just wrote that, hey, I trust you so much because you're not doing influencer marketing. Initially, the plan was not to do it. But we felt that if this is something so important, let's build this entire community. Let's never do any influencer content. So I guess those initial 2 months of replying to every customer, answering those questions, build that our own understanding, and build that trust also amongst customer, which help in terms of this 100 crore ARR.
And that 100, almost all of it came from D2C initially?
No, D2C would be maybe around 40% then.
The rest was marketplace.
And rest was Amazon and Nykaa. We were just on these two platforms.
Yeah. Just these two gave you the other 60%. Yeah. So you took off on these two.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it's just been a compounding journey?
There on, it's been a compounding journey. We added more as the team expanded.
And you're available now on what all trade channels, if I may ask?
Every relevant trade channel today.
So, as Minimalist products.
As Minimalist, yeah. So I think in India...
Even in pharmacies you're available?
We are in pharmacies, yeah. So we do have a separate product line and a team
Okay.
who work with Dermat.
And where is SKUs gone to today in terms of from that original
We would
6?
still be around 40, 45. Yeah.
And only facial care.
No, now we have all three, face, hair and body. But 80% of the portfolio would be around face care. We launched 2 product or 3 product for body care. And now we just started working on hair care as a third category.
International has happened?
International happened after, I guess, 18 months.
Oh, as early as that? Okay.
As early as that, yeah. So we just wanted to explore some market just to see our validity in those.
Our seasoned partner, IDFC First Bank, has earned its reputation as one of India's most startup-friendly banks through its First Wings program, which provides dedicated mentorship and tailored financial solutions to help early-stage ventures scale effectively. Coincidentally, many of Blume's portfolio companies, much later stage, also partner with IDFC First Bank for their banking and financial needs. If you're well-funded and scaling, there are great lending and banking partners, and our portfolio companies would attest to that. I know all numbers are sensitive now under the new ownership, but what's the vision? Like, do you see Minimalist becoming a great brand globally as well and championing India innovation?
So
globally?
I'll not share numbers, but I'll give you, where things are.
Yeah.
So our first market was GCC, and we started with UAE because it was very easy through Amazon.
Okay.
And after 5 or 6 months without doing a lot of marketing, we saw the numbers in terms of retention and repeat is as good as what we had in India. And even a market share in the serum category was as big as what we had in India. So that was the first moment where we felt that, there is an opportunity to build a brand beyond India also. Because before that, it was all experiment.
Yeah.
Then we started expanding in few more market just to see that, how different region react. Then the second region for us was Southeast Asia. And we started with Malaysia first. Third was US, where we felt it is already very cluttered, very competitive. We don't know whether, we will have right to win. But today, US is the largest market for us.
Outside of India?
Outside of India.
Okay.
And most likely by this end of fiscal year, we are also going offline through Target. So they are putting us in 1,600 stores.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
So that also is a big validation.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And
now we're going to talk a little bit about our portfolio company, Ultra Human. Every time they hit offline retail there and go through a chain, we're super proud moment that there's an Indian brand sitting there. So next time I'm in the US or I talk to my cousins, I'll tell them to pick up Minimalist and try it.
No.
It's a very proud moment. No, I'm
same like even in Malaysia also, while we started with online, and that is what we do in all the market. So once you have a decent consumer awareness, then offline anyways happen on its own, right? Yeah. So Guardian is our retail partner, and they picked, I think, very recently 2 or 3 brand globally into active-based skincare category. One of that is Minimalist, and we are doing pretty well. Now they're putting us in Indonesia, a few other market also. They are anyways doing it, expanding us in the entire South Asia. We'll be expanding to Watsons.
That's amazing.
I guess for us, both the channels are important. Beauty primary channels also, and then the pharmacies also. And the same expansion is now happening in GCC. So we are very close to signing a deal with 2 large distributors and retailers, and one own a majority of beauty retails, and other own a large part of pharmacy retail.
Fascinating. The last season, by the way, only showcased Indian companies that have taken Indian products global.
Yeah.
Or competed with global products, right? Yeah. And the punchline, like Destiny Avenged, was you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
So idea was to say that India can do it. Yeah. We can build global products.
No, 100%.
And actually build brands which are theoretically multi-billion dollars, right?
I mean, I strongly feel, I think that is how every founder should also think. See, they're good or bad of how open the markets are, right? I think gone are the time where you can build a brand largely on cost, competitiveness, and low prices.
Yeah, which was the Indian model for a long time.
Yeah. Now with better per capita GDP, now people are also premiumizing it, right? And if you're not ready for it, someone else will come and take your share.
Yeah.
If you have any ways to fight with those entrants and win market in India, because if you feel you have a better product, you can also go and win in your own market.
Yeah.
So with that mindset, that also change our way of thinking in terms of product also. So earlier we used to feel that, if you're trying to solve this particular problem, I'll look at brands in India, solutions in India, and see whether we have a chance to succeed. Now we feel, if I launch this product in US, will it survive or not?
Yeah.
If the product will survive in US, it 100% will survive in India.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. So with how Target is happening, how Guardian happened, now a few other partners we are about to onboard, that help lot in terms of how you used to think earlier versus how you're thinking now.
I've asked you all these trick questions, but now it explains why Unilever paid so much to buy it. But no. I think clearly the potential was there to see, and nobody pays. In fact, our research showed that relative to market multiples, somebody's done some math that they paid like a premium for you. But it's clearly you are growing like a beast, and you continue to show this promise, and that's essentially what valuation comes down to. You didn't raise a whole bunch of money, right?
No.
Just that Sequoia round? Or?
So we raised 2 million for Freewill.
Yeah.
Some part of that was still left in the bank when Minimalist started.
Yeah.
And after that, we raised a Sequoia Unilever round.
Which was how big?
11 or 12 million.
Okay. Sizable. But that's it. That was it.
That's it. And even in that, a significant amount was used for building our plant.
Yeah. So I had two sort of questions. One, I think, again, we get asked this a lot, by the way, and no prejudice against Jaipur or any other city. You've obviously built a pillar there and said, like Amit of CarDekho, and like Jaipur can be a startup market. What gave you that courage? You must have had a lot of pressure to say, why don't you move to Delhi, NCR, or Bangalore, or Bombay, or whatever? You continue to hold your ground and build in Jaipur. Do you think like the ability to do these kind of plays, manufacturing, talent, R&D, like now you're going global, I'm still guessing most of your workforce is in Jaipur.
Yeah.
What gave you the confidence, and how did you, or is it like you are building the best sort of talent pool right now in Jaipur?
So see, when we started, we were very flexible. That, okay, Jaipur is a starting point, but at any point in time, if we feel that we are not able to have the right talent, we should think about moving out of Jaipur.
Got it.
And though post-COVID, what we have seen, so there are two changes that happen. One, even internally, like earlier we used to hire talent, those who have done some work in that particular category, so that we have a experience. What we don't know, someone will come with that experience and solve it for us, right? With time, we realize that if you anyways over-index on the talent, even if the person has low experience, they will come learn and anyways build, right? So our average age would be somewhere around 27, 28 in the company. And many of those are first-timers in their own particular function vertical. Like if I talk about our growth and marketing, I don't think anyone came from any marketing experience. They all would be from analytics, data, engineering, that background, right? Because end of the day, when you do digital ads and all, large part of that is just numbers. The person who is managing our retail, he has no retail background. He did certain other things and all, right? But we knew that this is a guy who will think from those first principles without any baggage. And around that age, people are very flexible in terms of moving to other cities also, provided there are two things which have been taken care of, right? If I feel this is an opportunity which is learning for me, and then I'm treated at par in terms of my compensations and all. While those are taken care of, I don't think talent is an issue in smaller cities. The big upside is there's much lesser noise.
Yeah.
In metros, sometimes talk to my friends who are founders and all, your networking events, your other such. There's a FOMO.
Yeah.
And at times, you keep on meeting people, keep on taking advice.
Yeah.
Jaipur just give you the time to just, keep your head down, know what you want to do it, keep working on it without any distraction.
Yeah.
And then other perk of being in smaller cities sometimes is also, you cut down on your travel time. So you have like more quality time in office. And yet you have a good balanced life when you're back at home.
Super. No, more power to more entrepreneurs like you who believe and build those small ecosystems.
So we never face to the question that, at any point in time, it reached a place where we felt that, we are not able to hire people.
Yeah, understood.
Maybe the initial...
we hear phenomenal things about... Generally, I think Rajasthan, like ton loads of entrepreneurial talent that's come from there. and usually migrated out. But a few of you are holding ground and saying, we'll keep them here. And
but though in our corporate office still, if I'm not wrong, maybe 15-20% would be based from Rajasthan or had some roots in Rajasthan. Remaining 80% came from other cities with no background or roots in Rajasthan, right?
Lovely to hear that you're able to pull that talent. We're reaching the end of our sort of top of the hour. I have a bunch of rapid fire for you. But before we wrap up, of course, the big question, without getting into specifics or numbers, clearly you're super driven to build this very large. And it looks like you're still there at the helm building this.
Yeah.
What is the trade-off? Like, how do you decide that this is okay to do with a large partner like Unilever versus like Hindustan Unilever versus like going and saying, no, I can keep compounding this to much later. I can build 10 times the size. I'm guessing they saw that potential. You saw that potential. What triggers that thought, and what precipitated what became a very, very attractive M&A as well?
Yeah, I said, after maybe those 18 months, we started doing some bit of international market. And at some point in time, the idea was to build this eye beauty for the world. And when some initial conversations started with Unilever, with the kind of, strength that they have beyond India, we felt achieving that dream with them would be far easier versus doing it on our own. And as a partner, they were completely aligned in terms of the values on which we were building the business. So it felt, to be honest, very synergistic partnership. If I have to go back and rethink, again, I'll decide the same thing. Now, knowing them for 6-7 months and working with them.
Great partners, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Great talent, great partners. And a lot of synergies in terms of how we are.
No, they're like the mothership of FMCG talent and training in this country.
Correct. And not just in India, I said, this entire franchise is like global.
That's right.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, I know Mithun pulled this off. He was you're probably one of my last guests of the season. He was my last guest 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I managed to grab him just as that announcement came, where the last part of what he had was like, how much? Maybe 30x or 40x of where he sold the bulk of the org. I'm not asking you to hazard that guess, but would you, in an ideal state, have loved to own more of Minimalist as you kept building it? And what is the ambition? Like, do you want to keep building it for 5 years, 10 years, hand it over to professionals? How do you think about it at a personal level?
No, I think it is more important to figure out a right time in which the handover will happen without putting a time to it. See, I'll not say philosophical thing that money doesn't matter. It does.
Sure.
And that is why we all are into.
But beyond the point, I'm sure you have enough.
Yeah, exactly. See, beyond the point, beyond the point, few extra million here, then doesn't matter. I think what is really important right now for us is, say, if we see this 5-10 years down the line, and can go back and see that, this is a large entity, large brand available globally.
Something sustainable got built by your hands.
We'll have a lot more happiness internally that, we were part of this venture, we started it. And now this is like a household name globally, right?
Yeah.
Rather than, can we get like 20 more million or 30 more million? So
it was that finally. Yeah. But Rahul and you obviously see eye to eye on this as co-founders and family. I think you decided to now become a part of Shark Tank. You're reconnecting back to the startup ecosystem. Beyond Minimalist, what sort of motivates you for the next decade about India and Indian startups?
So I'm very bullish on consumer product as a category.
Okay.
We have been part of this entire evolution. And I still believe that, there's a lot of room for a lot of innovations in every segment. And we can't pursue every opportunity. The reason of being at Shark Tank and maybe doing some investment is that, if you passively are part of some of those stories and journeys, which you want to pursue on your own, I'll have some bit of that excitement, seeing that those journeys from 0 to 1 that we've seen in our own cases.
Yeah.
So that is largely when I see Shark Tank and my own personal investments.
Super.
Things which I would have done, but I can't because of time and limitation. So
this allows you to do that. Yeah. And do you anticipate your next avatar to gradually evolve beyond Minimalist into, hey, I'd love to build something else with Rahul, or get into investment mode a little like Kunal and Rohit? Or
we are operators by heart. So when this is done, I think, both I and Rahul would love to do something again.
Lovely.
So we'll always be operators.
Awesome.
Investor part would be like, something which is more passive. Would do few, largely out of passion, but yeah.
Can't wait to see what comes next. But no, thanks for this. Before we wrap, I'm just going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. Okay. And you can be politically right about them. My team has kind of been edgy here. A skincare trend that you think is absolute nonsense?
This natural chemical, what you call greenwashing. Things made for Indian skin. Again, that is not true. Skin is skin. That's just a way of selling product, and even men, women, and all, right? So some of these things that I see right now, which I feel is just gimmicky.
Nice. And I want you to be super punchy. Now, if you weren't building minimalist, I know you don't want to give up your next idea in some sense. But what do you think is waiting to get disrupted? Do you see a particular category or
health and wellness?
Health and wellness in general. Yeah. That's continuing to be a focus area for you. Okay. And most unpopular skincare opinion, one that might even get you into trouble.
I think less is more.
Less is more. Yeah. Nice. And if minimalist was a person, would it have a personality? Did you actually choose to have a brand ambassador, or did the product speak for itself?
No. Our consumers are the brand ambassador. If you see all the photos and everything right now on the page, our social media, all those are real consumers.
Now that you've spent 5-6 years with the brand, do you think it would have a personality that you admire out there?
It's more like a friendly doctor rather than a celebrity or those personalities.
Cool. We, of course, didn't get reluctant Mr. Rahul Yadav on the show, but I totally respect his privacy. But in one word, how would you describe him not as a brother, but as a co-founder?
One word is difficult.
Yeah.
See, Rahul is a person who brings sanity.
You're
the
dreamer.
I wouldn't call it dreamer.
Yeah.
Someone who would love to try random things without thinking much. He bring sanity, some sense into those conversations, which kind of balances both of us.
And then what is the most bizarre consumer sort of feedback or idea or mail that you recall? I mean, for somebody who read every bit for a year or two, there must be some really funny ones. One could be the quirky one, and you could also answer on what actually was a product inside that led to something that wove itself into a minimalist product.
I remember, we were working on a product called sunscreen, right?
Yeah.
And around that time, we got a mail from a consumer that, hey, why don't you create a product with these 3 filters, put it in this particular number concentration. And we felt that this kind of information a normal customer have, which feels like coming from some R&D guy, right?
Yeah.
So initially talking about, customer awareness, education, how they have evolved a lot. That was one of those, craziest email that I've seen with very, very minute details.
And then I know you can't talk about numbers. You have a new majority owner and they're a public company. But at a sort of visual level, what would you love to see Minimalist at 2030, 5 years from now?
3 to 4x from where we are right now.
And a global brand.
A global brand, yeah. So I think, again, I said that, with all those initial work which is going on in terms of building online, offline portfolio across multiple countries, then it work more like a playbook from where we can evolve. So once we validate, say, if Target work really well, there are 5 more partners with whom we can do same. If we know how to build, say, business in Malaysia, the entire playbook for us also open up for Southeast Asia. Similarly, the third big market for us is GCC. We are going deep both online, offline in UAE. Once that is being done, we know exactly how that particular region operate, what we should do now when we can get to Saudi Arabia is another market, right?
That's awesome. No, we'd love to see your product everywhere on all the shelves in the world. But congratulations again on that. And last question, because you're passionate about consumer startups and now you're a part of Shark Tank, what do you find yourself giving in terms of the best advice for consumer founders today in the country?
Focus on product. And I can't emphasize more on it. The reason we are successful is largely because of product. And, again, most founders say they are.
Yeah.
But going to the third party, having the same product, you're largely a marketing or distribution company, not a product company.
Yeah.
And second would be, don't be selectively transparent. People
Yeah,
are
you said
very,
that before. It's great.
yeah, people are
advice.
very smart to figure those things out, right? We feel, people won't understand.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
So in long run, it won't help. You can call it a marketing hack. Like there's an entire industry which is built on buying fake reviews on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can't call that the growth hack and still say that, hey, we are transparent. Your people, your customers, others can see that.
When we published our Fund 1 results, I'll end on that note, people said, oh, you're doing it because you did well. I said, no, I just opened a can of worms for myself and the team. I'm going to publish everything from here on. I said, really, even if you don't do well? I said, that was the whole point.
Correct.
Right? It took 10 years of courage to build up to get to that point. Now there's no going back.
No,
you
but
can't
once
be
you do it,
transparent.
it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you don't have to always think about a narrative or anything.
That's correct.
Everything
and you
is,
control it.
Yeah, everything is publicly, even inside of your office, right? And people start to take that very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting. I think we have an offsite next week, but I think I'm going to put up a board with all our goals there flashing, like the TV screen that circulates it. But yeah, I think that defines, the minimalist journey, and very rare to find that level of clarity, young founders, new category, not like native in that sense. Nobody would have expected maybe two of you to build this. But if you take this last 1 hour and try to crunch it down to what is the essence, I think it was that. And the name suggests that, the product philosophy suggests that, you guys suggest it. So thanks for being, embodying that philosophy today in the conversation, coming across as exactly who you stand for as minimalist. Mohit, it was a pleasure to have this chat. I know we haven't met too often. We'll try to change that going forward and have more conversations. Would love to learn from you and your journey and be in touch.
Whenever you're in Jaipur, would love to host you in our office.
Done. I'll just, this is a good excuse. I told you, if it means grabbing Rahul, I'll make it to Jaipur. But I'll take you up on that offer. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, so Mohit, this is a small goodie bag from us.
Thank you so
I know
much.
you get a lot of goodies, but hope you enjoy some of them. They're from our portfolio. No, I'll take you up on that. This is Ultra Human. This is a sizing kit. Yeah. So obviously they want to aapke saath ring deke, they want to build a relationship. Okay, you're already a consumer. But if Rahul wants one, if
everyone in the family, they're like 7 or 8 times at home.
Super. Thanks for being a big fan of that. But they've been one of our sort of proud moments of pushing company to a global platform.
It's a household name.
Yeah. So thanks for that. And thanks again for joining us today and wishing you the very best. Yeah.